It is trite that Lagos is a mega city and a preferred destination of choice for business and leisure in the West African sub-region. Lagos is also a melting pot of peoples and cultures from all over the world. The accommodating disposition and the economic potentials draw people from far and near. Though the state is urbanized, it has diverse social orientations manifesting in different beliefs, perceptions, languages, and orientations. The import of this social composition is not lost on the present administration of Governor Akinwumi Ambode, which has, in appreciation of this, created the office of the Civic Engagement as a platform for fostering peace, ethical rebirth, and sustenance of harmony among citizens. On Tuesday, 16th of February 2016, the administration formally presented this office to the citizenry. In its efforts at realizing its mandate, the office has evolved a vision and mission that would guide it in the implementation of its responsibilities. The office mission is to enhance a community where all can live and work while ensuring a harmonious relationship between the executive, the legislature, and the populace. Its vision is to promote a peaceful environment for effective governance and the public, and its core values includes inclusiveness, dedication, and integrity. On State on Focus tonight, we take on the Special Advisor, Office of the Civic Engagement, Mr. Kehinde Olaide Joseph, as he sheds light on the creation of the office, whose core values includes inclusiveness, dedication, and integrity.
Civic engagement, really, people want to know, why was the office established and what kind of policies does the office initiate and who are the stakeholders?
The Office of Civic Engagement were created during the inaugural speech of our governor, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode. That was on May 29th, year 2015. The governor wants an inclusive government. He wants a situation that people will be free to communicate to the government, that the populace will have their minds to express to the government. That is one of the reasons why the Office of Civic Engagement is established. And the stakeholders are the Lagosians. Everybody that resides within that state called Lagos are the stakeholders. We don't want to know whether you are a rich man or you are a poor man. In as much as you are residing within Lagos State, you are stakeholders.
When you say handling and promoting stakeholders forum, to what purpose?
You know, the Lagosians, especially the citizens, most of them, they were not even aware of what is going on around them. People believe that government is government. When you do this, they will say it is government. When they do that, they say it is government. Whereas they are the government. We want the government to be closer to the people. That is what we mean by the stakeholders. And we have to engage them. If you are residing in a particular community and you want a development in that community, you can write to us. Even if you want to start any job, most especially the construction that is going on within the metropolis now. If you want anything from us, most of those construction, before we start our construction, we used to come to that community to engage them, to tell them this is what the government wants to do for you, and you as a Lagosians, we want you to support them. And at the same time, we engage the people residing within that artist, most especially the youth. So if you are an artisan, probably you are a carpenter, you are a welder, or some of the women that supplies granites and laterites, we engage them, call them to come on board. The contractors, you please give them the job, the supplying jobs to do, which they have been doing. With that, we will be able to foster a harmonized relationship between the government and the people.
Promoting issues and activities relating to volunteerism and community engagement. What do you mean by volunteerism?
You may be going probably from your house to your working place, and on your way you meet a very strong traffic on the road. As a true Lagosian, there's nothing wrong in you to assist the free flow of traffic. Probably you come down and go to the front and see what is going on there. As a volunteer, you can be there as a traffic warden for 5 or 10 minutes to make sure that the traffic is low. Or you see some people that are defecating inside our drainage. You caution them, you talk to them. You are the government. Not everything that our law enforcement agency will be doing. Those are some of the volunteerism we are talking about. During the issue of Ebola and Lassa fever, we have lots of our people that volunteer themselves to assist the government. And we are having lots of fire outbreaks in Lagos State recently. Not only the firefighters that are working, many people have been of very good assistance to us. We promote it. If so, those people that have rendered selfless service to the state, we try to commend them, then probably tell the governor to write a letter of commendation to them by encouraging others to do more of volunteerism. That is what we mean by volunteerism. And on community engagement, whenever we want to do anything within any community, we engage those communities. We allow them to participate in what government is doing for them, and at the same time they should own it. They should not allow anybody to come to that place and destroy it because it is their properties. That is what we mean by community engagements.
Political and legislative issues relating to the executive and legislative arms. What kind of issues? Can you give examples? Before
the creation of Office of Civic Engagement, we have one office in Lagos that they call it PLPB, Political and Legislative Power Bureau. Those are the link or a bridger. They call them a link between the executive and the legislators. So those particular jobs, when the Office of Civic Engagement were now created last year, we absorbed PLPB. Anything that has to do with legislators, we are the middleman between the executive and legislators. Whenever they have any deliberation, the sittings at the House, whatever they deliberated upon, we let it come to the attention of the executive, most especially the governors. And you know, if you want a very good, if you want the government to perform to the utmost level, you need the support of the legislators, and it is us, the Office of Civic Engagement, that is the link between the executive and the legislator. With that, we'll be able to harmonize the two arms of government together. That is what we mean by legislative issues for governors' attention. And if they raise any objection, so we quickly alert the governor, and by that we work as a brother.
Your office arranges meetings between the executive and the legislature. I believe they all have their clear-cut duties. What kind of meetings again are you?
The meetings we used to arrange is for us to have a very deeper feelings of ourselves, to harmonize ourselves for a very good relationship. If there's no cordial relationship between the executive and the legislative arms of the government, there's always an issue. And if there's an issue, it will surely affect the smooth running of the government. So because of that, often we arrange a meeting with them that this is our government. Luckily enough, majority of them that are in the legislative arms of the state, we are from the same party, so we are more or less of the same family. What we are trying to do is just to concretize the harmonization of the executive and the legislative arm.
When you advise the governor on political and legislative matters, there are so many advisors and so many other offices, like Ministry of Information and so many others. Are you not going to be working at cross purposes?
The mandate of every ministry has been specified. The Ministry of Information we are talking about has to do with advocacy. That is one of the major mandates. They are the image maker of the government. So those are the jobs of the Ministry of Information and some other mandates that were given to them. We are more or less voice of the people to the government, and also voice of the government to the people. You know, many people have total coverage in government. One of our programs that is not a major, but majority of the people believe it is our major mandate. That is financial assistance that we used to grant to the people. Some people will come to this office believing that you are a government officials. If they express their feelings to you, you will pity them. Those are some of the things that the Office of Civic Engagement is doing. Even if you don't give them the money for the health or physical challenges that they are facing, mere talking to them alone, engaging them, they feel happy. I've seen many people that used to feel happy immediately leaving the office. And let me tell you one thing, you can confirm from anybody, any single letter written to our office will be surely attended to, and we always let them have the feedback, and that is what we have been doing. So with that, we see that the mandate of Office of Civic Engagement is a very broad mandate.
Please explain the liaison between the state government and political parties. Once elections have been won and lost, parties become comatose as long as they are not forming government. So what do you have to do again with political parties that did not have good showing in elections?
This is a race. When you are running a race, the race may be for 1,000 people. Surely one person will surely win the race. And thank God our party, we won. So because as we won that election, our party is not in disarray. And for those political parties that were in this array, I believe it is insincerity. Government is not about, it should not be a selfish something. Those of us that are seeking for political position, I believe it is about service. And when you said you want to serve people and people said you should not serve them, I don't see what is wrong in that. You continue to try. If they believe you are very good, you are good enough to contest, or you are good enough to represent them, they will surely give you their mandate. But when you are not good enough to represent them and they said they voted against you, you will be surprised that some people will go to any length to fight just for them to have that power. For those people that after losing the election, the political party were in disarray, and we advise them that they should try and resolve the issue. And if they are unable to resolve it, they can come to our party or Progressive Congress. We will surely absorb them and we teach them how to run the party, most especially in Lagos State.
What is political correspondence?
If from the party we have a correspondence to the government, probably they have message for those, not this time around, not only for the governor, to those serving, those in government, either by appointed or elected officers. They can come through us. As I'm here now, if my party chairman called me, I have no choice than to go to him, and he will tell me as a father, this so people complain about this, they want this, they want this, they want this. What I know about the government, I will tell him. Then probably they might even write a letter that they want to see us, to advise us. They play their own advisory roles, but the correspondence will surely pass through us to the government officials or probably to the governor. Those are what we mean by political correspondence. And if also we have anything that we want, most of the time you will see that whenever we have programs in the state, we always see our political leaders always present at that program. What are we trying to portray? That the party and the government, we are working hand in hand.
What of political intelligence?
Political intelligence is what we have been using in Lagos State since 1999 that we have been in government, especially our party. That is how to strategize, need the support of everybody, advice of everybody. If you have anything that you believe it will be of very good assistance to us in the party through the government, you are welcome. Those are some of the things. When we gather those data, we now try as much as possible to match them together and for the good usage of the government. Those are how we used to do with our political intelligence that we gather from the people and even from our political leaders.
The office mobilizes support for state government executive bills. Are there situations where some bills are not popular and so you just have to force them down the throat of the people by really breaking it down, explaining to them? Can you explain on that?
In Lagos State, the legislators have never passed the bill that is not popular. Also, we have not even gone to the House of Assembly that they should legislate on a bill that is not popular. But what we used to do is that, you know, when we are talking about bills, the people on the street don't even know the meaning of most of those bills. So it is our duty to sensitize people about those bills. Now, for us to sensitize them, we are now going to go to the roots. We simplify it probably to the language that they will understand very well. That is what we used to do, sensitize them. So they, you know, by the time you know, you understand your bills, you know your rights. So if anybody violates your rights, you will know where to go to. And even if you are taken to, if you are arrested by any law enforcement agency, in as much as you know, you understand the law very well, you can defend yourself. When you are quoting it, they will know that you know what you are saying, and it will be one way or the other. It's more or less your power to prove to the people that truly I understand what I'm saying. It is our job to sensitize on the bills passed by the Lagos State House of Assembly.
Can you throw some light on petitions and appeals to the governor from non-public officers?
There was a day that we used to, we have gotten many petitions, most especially since I was sworn in as the special advisor on civic engagement. Do you know in Lagos State now, some people are still fighting. Many communities are fighting on boundaries. So when they write petitions to us, we call the two communities together, we mediate between them. That is part of our job. And if your right is being tampered on, you can write a petition to us. Even some of the people, some of the areas where our contractors are working, some people believe their rights have been violated. When they write to us, we mediate, we go to them, we talk to them, and some people don't even understand what is going on around them. There was a time that the man said they are constructing a car wash very close to his house, and by that construction that they are doing, we surely have effect on his house. They will come to us. So when they come to us, we look at the petition, we call the ministries that is involved, so they will come and explain to us. After the explanation, at the end of the day, the two groups, they always be happy before leaving our office.
Is there anything you want to tell the people of Lagos State?
I want to advise the Lagosians that we should be civil in our approach to issues. You know, there was a time that the governor said that our law enforcement agency should be civil in the approach to arrest of our traffic offenders. But to our surprise, some of those people believe that we don't even have law in Lagos State again. We heard that some of them saying that the governor has said that they should not arrest us again. You'll be seeing the vehicles plying one way, not only commercial vehicles, including the private vehicles. Please, it is dangerous to our lives. I don't know, maybe you have witnessed it, that a commercial driver is being arrested for violating the traffic rules, and the next thing you see the guy doing, he will naked himself. And these are the person that is driving the bus that has more than 10 or 12 passengers in, naked himself. Surely that person is insane. So those are some of the things that we don't want in Lagos. We want us to be civil in our approach. The governor believes that when you are going to somewhere, probably along the line, mistakenly you violate the traffic rules, then they can quickly take your telephone numbers, or giving you a receipt that you should go and pay fines. The place that you are going, probably you want to go and save lives, or you have something that is very, very important to your life, that if you don't go at that particular time, it will surely have effect in your life. So what the governor wants is that you can go to that place and come and face the consequence of what you have done. That is why he said that the law enforcement agency should be civil in their approach to issue. So I'm appealing to Lagosians. This is Lagos. We want you all to come together, to join hands in this government. By the time Lagos will clock 50 years in 2017, you will see a monumental development. I want you to be civil in your approach, because ìtẹ̀síwájú ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ló jẹ wá lógún.